Okay, my name is Anisha Benson, and I'm the daughter of Mr. Stephen Benson, the guy who makes his YouTube video on Journey to Nibiru and the parts of the movies. They're really good. You should watch them. I filmed it. Anyway, my project is Search for Nibiru by Anisha Benson. How did the search begin? The last planet was Saturn until 1781. For thousands of years, only the first six planets were known. Galileo had discovered a few rocky moons around Jupiter, but no other major planets had been found. The seventh planet was discovered but seemed to be wobbly. Even though the seventh planet was discovered by Sir William Herschel in 1781, it was seen several times before that, but it was thought to be a star or a comet. In these previous sightings, the seventh planet wasn't where it was supposed to be according to Newton's laws of motion. It seemed like the gravitational pull of some undiscovered planet was causing the orbit of the seventh planet to shift. Wobbly orbit of seventh planet leads to Neptune. In 1843, the British mathematician John Couch Adams tried to predict the location of a more distant planet that might explain the strange motions of the seventh planet. In 1845, Joseph Leverrier of France began a similar study, and he came to the same conclusions as Adams. On September 23, 1846, both Adams and Leverrier got credit for discovering Neptune, the eighth planet. More wobbly orbits lead to Pluto. After Neptune was discovered, it also did not follow the orbit computed by Newton's laws. Several astronomers thought the strange motions were caused by a more distant unknown planet. Among these astronomers was the American Percival Lowell. Lowell started the search for the unknown ninth planet, which he called Planet X. This ninth planet was found to be Pluto in 1930 by Lowell's successor, Clyde Tombaugh, at the Lowell Observatory in Arizona. Pluto is not big enough. Percival Lowell had predicted that Pluto would be almost 6 times bigger than Earth. As more observations were made of the tiny planet, it became obvious that Pluto was much smaller than Lowell predicted. Pluto's size could not account for the gravitational effects on the orbits of the seventh and eighth planets. Had Tombaugh really found Lowell's Planet X? Apparently not. Is the search continuing? Special satellite launched in January 1983. The infrared astronomical satellite, IRIS, was launched into a polar orbit in January 1983, as was reported in a New York Times article. The satellite searched nearly all the sky, detecting sources of infrared radiation that cannot be seen by the human eye. Scientists launched this special telescope with the hope that it would help them find that what was pulling at the seventh and eighth planets. Mystery heavenly body discovered in December 1983. It was reported in the Washington Post in December 1983 that something as large as the planet Jupiter had been found by the iris. It's still out there in 1984. On September 10, 1984, an article appeared in the U.S. News and World Report publication saying that the dark object found by the iris in 1983 was still out there. Jerry Neugebauer, director of the Observatory for the California Institute of Technology, said in the article, "All I can say is that we don't know what it is yet." Lead astronomer seeks answers in 1988. Dr. R. Harrington, the lead astronomer at NASA in 1988, wrote a long report with mathematical calculations to prove that Planet X is real. According to Dr. Harrington's calculations, the 10th planet would be 2 to 5 times bigger than Earth and have an orbit that extends more than 5 billion miles beyond the orbit of Pluto. The search extends beyond NASA. The most recent article about the search for Planet X comes from the Kobe University in Japan. In the National Geographic News article on March 2008, Professor Tadashi Mukai says we are now looking in places that we have not looked before, and I think we will be able to see the planet within the next 5 or 10 years. How real is Planet X? NASA seeks help to find Planet X. Dr. Harrington worked with scholar and historian Zecharia Sitchin in the late 1980s. As he searched for Planet X, why would he do that? Zecharia Sitchin wrote a book in 1976 called The 12th Planet. In this book, he says that much of what we are finding out now about our solar system was already known by the people of the ancient Sumerian culture. The Sumerians are known for being the first civilized culture in history. According to Sitchin, the Sumerians say in their writings that all of their knowledge of art, writing, astronomy, math, and medicine were given to them by beings called Anunnaki, who came here from a planet called Nibiru that crosses into our solar system once every 3,600 years.